guys, welcome to episode 15 of the second season here at FC Köln. It's the season finale for the Bundesliga today, but the final episode of the season will be tomorrow for the Deutsche Pokal final, where we could, I think almost certainly have assured European football for next season, because Dortmund are going to win the league, or at least finish in the top two, meaning the Europa League spot that's available for the winner of the tournament should go to us as runners-up. We could, however, if results go our way today, end up finishing in a Europa League spot via a league finish anyway, because of the situation, as you can see it on screen now. Leipzig level on points with us in 6th, but their goal difference is better than mine. All I can do is win my games and hope that either Leipzig drop points or don't win them by as much as me. Unfortunately though, we play 4th place Wolfsburg and 3rd place Leverkusen before mid-table Hertha Berlin, so it's not going to be that easy at all. But we shall do everything in our power to finish in the top 6. I'm pretty sure we're already guaranteed Europa League football though, because of getting through to the final of the Deutsche Pokal. And we beat Wolfsburg to get to the final of the Deutsche Pokal. So let's do it again, shall we? Drop the video a like if you enjoy. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on Season 3, which will be starting within the next couple of days, of course, after tomorrow's Cup final, where we shall don the suit again. But right now, we're concentrating on Wolfsburg. Kuka Stills in goal for Wolfsburg, as was the case in the Cup. Gilavogi at the back. He came off the bench in the game in the Cup. Asala and Nesiri sat either side of Weghorst again. Now, I have altered my tactics to account for the exploitation of their front three that they utilised in the Cup game yesterday. We adjusted our tactics accordingly and it worked. We were able to counter their play style and get ourselves 3 goals with a late penalty to come back from 1-0 down to see us through to the Cup final. We shall try and do something similar today, but hopefully we won't have to go 1-0 down before we start scoring our own goals. Schlager, Nesiri, Javert again, out to Haidara, darts inside. Committed there with Katterbach. I really shouldn't have. That's a good ball in, but Timo Horn punches. Florian Kainz will pick up the loose ball. We'll drive forward as Cozziello. Hell of a challenge from Dilrosun. Asala, Weghorst, and Nesiri. Playing the ball about nicely here, Wolfsburg. This is dangerous. I don't really know which way to go. They pass the ball about quickly at pace. Oh, I couldn't quite find that pass, otherwise we could have been in then. Schlager. He's going to go out wide to Jerome Roussillon. And the ball's delivered well. And El Nesiri with a brilliant header. A brilliant header. It was Verstraete that was underneath it, I think. He's not as tall as Weghorst, but still tall enough. Actually, no, it might have been Katterbach, actually. Brilliant header to turn that into that far corner. Well, we were 1-0 down against Wolfsburg before and still came out victorious. We're going to have to replicate that now. For Wolfsburg, Xavier Schlager into Asale. He's quick. Out wide to Roussillon. He's quick. Brilliant football by Wolfsburg as well, and they could well be in for a second. Oh, lovely little ball roll. He's gone for the shot. He said it so hard, it's bounced off Timo Horn and almost reached the halfway line. Still they come forward though. Here's Haidara. Could be another opportunity for Wolfsburg before the end of the half. And cleared away by Jorge Mera. Win that Trezeguet. Well up. Get to it, get to it, get to it. Oh God, that was terrible. Still under pressure. If we can get in at half-time at just 1-0 down, I still fancy us for a victory here. But if they score a second, I'm not so sure. Oh, and they have! We did really well to block the initial shot, but it's fallen straight to Asale, who's tucked it home. That might be us not getting victory here, but we shall try and fight for at least a point. Cozziello. He's just had enough of having to sit back and defend Wolfsburg attacks. Weghorst. Big old lump of a striker. Not really done that well against us in either of the games against Wolfsburg we've played to this point this season. And he's been pretty ineffective in this one too. But despite making the tactical changes that helped us be better against Wolfsburg last time, they still scored a goal each from those wide areas. Trezeguet's a lovely first touch. We'll keep this going. We'll look for Luca Bacchio. And I've got support here. Florian Kainz is in. Florian Kainz buries it. Time to kick on. A goal back immediately after half-time. And it was us that had the numerical advantage numbers-wise this time, burying it off the woodwork. Very nearly missed that. Kainz's 12th goal of the Bundesliga season, and we're back in the game. Gerhardt over the top. Here's Asala. Back, and whoa! Horn needed to make the save. He's furious with the defenders. Sorry, Timo. Trying to keep it down, Roussillon, and didn't. It was rising. It may well have gone in off the underside of the bar there. Haidara will take the corner. They've brought on Mehmedi for El-Nasiri. And they're bringing on Ginczek for Asale as well. So 2 changes in their forward 3. As I bring on Özcan. And away by Cozziello. Knocker to Udokai. Mehmedi tries to fancy, but that's not going to work. And they've closed down the right back, but not closed down Mitchell Weiser there. So we could bowl it out to him. And we've drawn the defender towards me. Now can we drive forward here? Roussillon's quick though, so I can't get too carried away. Bacchio. Oh no! Gila Vogi's in the way of everything! Oh my lord! Every time I have the opportunity to cut them open, Yoshua Gilawogi is right there to put in an interception, and it's infuriating. Luca Bacchio. Go away, Joshua! Stop it! I think we might lose here. Tried everything to try and get this this second goal, but one man's mission to keep us out. Yoshua Gilawogi. And it's going to work, it seems. Veghorst, get this into the middle. Oh, wild from Haidara, but there's the final whistle. It is defeat to Wolfsburg. They got payback in the league for the defeat in the cup, but it was actually that win in the cup for us that led to us not being too bothered about losing this one. We'll advance there, not worry about going to the press conference. Leverkusen win, so they needed that win, Wolfsburg. We have Leverkusen next. They're still matched on points, I think, are they? 67 apiece, yes. So both teams need that. Well, Leverkusen's goal difference is vastly in their favour by plus 19. So Wolfsburg need us to beat Leverkusen, or at least take points off them with a draw at the very least, and hope that things go their way in their own game. Leipzig are yet to play, and they have, as we saw at the end of the last episode, they have some rather easy fixtures to end their league season, unfortunately. They're playing 3 of the bottom 6. So I fully expect Leipzig to pick up maximum points from their final few games. And I think 7th might be all we can muster. Transfer football now. We shall reject that again. He's barely played for me, but just the squad numbers and the squad depth is going to come in handy. Continues to ask me about his progress. I keep telling him we'll talk about it in a bit. Not concentrating on your thing right now. John Cordoba sold to Fenerbahce. We're going to have a sizable budget next season. Home against Leverkusen, on its way. A local derby. And we'll fight till the end, but I'm not sure we will finish 6th. Prepared for a match against our rival. Performance must be better than it was last time, but we'll treat it like any other game. Try not to get too caught up in the fact that it's a local derby. And the last match against them ended in a 1-1 draw. Will you win this time? We'll have to play and see. We're clearly going to win. We'll do our best. I'm not going to say we're clearly going to win, because we're clearly not clearly going to win. We might win, but it's not clear. Let's go and clear it up. Right, Koretsky in goal for Leverkusen. Savic, Tar and Nacho Fernandez at the back. Diaby, Demirbay, Aranguiz and Kai Havertz wide, with Folland and Kramaric sat either side of Melendo up top. Normally it's Melendo that's sat slightly deeper, and either Volland or Kramaric up top. They've changed things around slightly. Strong enough bench if they need to call on anyone. Mitchell Weiser, actually this is his first game against his former team. For what was, when he was there, his former team. And now his current team again. A 1-1 draw against Leverkusen last time. I mean, it's still going to be a big ask to finish 6th. But we shall try absolutely everything. Hopefully, Leipzig drop points in the final 2 games. We'll play the 1-2. And Luca Bacchio gives us the dream start in the derby. Hell of a finish as well. Köln 1, Leverkusen 0. Kramaric, Diaby. Oh, it's a lovely cut inside. And finds Kramaric, who looks for Diaby again. And that could have fallen anywhere. Thankfully, it went straight to the feet of a man in white. But, jeeps, that could have been an easy tap-in for either of the men at the back post. Oh, but no easy tap-ins for Kevin Volland. He scored a cracker against us before with a lace shot. And that is a beautiful finessed, whipped effort into the far top corner. Just stood off him a little bit once he broke past Cozziello. Didn't close him down in time. Jorge Mera was trying to get there. And then from the edge of the box, there's a beautiful guided finish to float that into the far top corner. Leverkusen back on level terms with a goal of real quality. Diaby in there to Melendo. Cross can come in and does. It's dangerous. Oh, well held. Normally Timo Horn elects to punch those. And I'm glad he held on to it because now I'm actually able to try and come away on a counter. Oh, Lukebakio. Jorge Mera to Cozziello. Force the ball out wide here to Ahizaway. Right back, trying to be as creative as possible in a forward position. And might well be. Oh, Cozziello. Tiny little 5'6" Cozziello with a decent headed attempt there. But unfortunately, went straight into the keeper's arms. If he puts that anywhere else, it's probably 2-1 to Köln. Oh, lovely little ball around the corner from Lukebakio. It might yet be 2-1 to Köln. It is! Two great finishes from our front two players in today's game. Lukebakio, left foot, right corner. Florian Kainz, right foot, left corner. 2-1. Nice tackle by Cozziello. He's done really well there. If we can get a third, that would be superb. I didn't see what Leipzig's current scoreline was at half-time. It's a brilliant ball. Look back, it must have just been over his head for him not to bother to try and go for that. He's done brilliantly to keep that alive. And now Cozziello pulls the ball past the post. We had a very, very similar chance for Florian Kainz in a previous game yesterday. And a very similar finish. Thankfully, I think we drew against Schalke in that game. It did cost us, in the end, a result. Thankfully, we're already 2-1 up in this one, so fingers crossed it won't cost us the overall result. But we will strive to continue to push to get a 2-goal advantage, just so we can allow ourselves that little bit of extra breathing room. Take the throw. Just spin. Weiser. Oh, it's a poor pass, looking for Verstrata. Really poor. Lario has to go backwards here. They made the change to bring the Argentine on. Hopefully, it's not a change that sees them get themselves in front. He's been heavily involved since coming off the bench here. Very heavily involved. Here is Ilario again, looking to force something. Cheeky little ball roll that didn't quite come off. Cozziello into Weiser. We'll go short here first, and then please tell me you're onside here, Lukebakio. He is. This has to be surely 3-1 and game. Here's Kevin Volland. Cheeky step over. Oh, he's drifted past that challenge. He's going for it again! Wow. How he got past the first challenge, I'm not sure. But very, very nearly. He tried to use Jorge Mera there as kind of a marker to bend the ball around. The first goal was superbly dispatched. But that attempt just wasn't quite on the same level. They've made a change as well. Bring on Tin Jedvaj at the back for Stefan Savic. Oh, I've just kicked the ball off the field there. 20 minutes to go. I'm going to make a change of my own just to try and keep things fresh. Take Kainz off for Schaub. Might actually be leaving me next season, Schaub. And let's bring on Skiri and also Schindler as well. 3-1 up. 19 minutes to go. We should see this one out. Tin Jedvaj. Oh, it's loose. Ah, as was the pass from Skiri. Trying to slow them down and deny them another goal. We're going to win the game, but I would like to... Oh, catch it, Timo. Sometimes he catches, sometimes he doesn't. So frustrating. I need to ensure that our goal difference... Oh, Skiri loses it again, but Volland puts it over. We're going to get the win. And hopefully, in theory now, with the final whistle about to go, we're going to get the +2 goal difference as well, which is maxing or matching even, not maxing, matching what Leipzig have done. They were 2-0 up against Freiburg last time we saw, with the notification in the top right. Pleased with that. It did finish 2-0 to Leipzig, so believe that leaves them 2 points clear of us as we head to the final day. Mera is continuing his hot run of form. Let's not get carried away, but he's playing well. He's growing well too. He's 83 rated now. 2 goals to secure a win. Another impressive performance to Luca Bacchio. No hat-trick on this occasion, although he has had one in each of the previous 2 episodes. A special win. We earned this result, certainly. Very, very pleased to get the result over a rival, a local rival. Bayer Leverkusen, not far away from Köln at all. And it's 3 points to gap to Leipzig. And goal difference is plus 11. So they're going to have to get battered, and I'm going to have to hammer Hertha Berlin to finish 6th. I think we're going to be finishing 7th. Pretty sure we're going to be finishing 7th, but by getting through to the final of the Europa League, that'd be nice. Getting through to the final of the Deutsche Pokal means we're guaranteed to get European football next season. But whether that's group stage football or playoff football, I'm not sure. A loan offer for Cherlinov, which I'll reject. I think it might just be playoff football. I think. We'll wait and see. An offer for Sørensen. I would consider selling him next season, but I'll consider selling him now. 5 million. I'll see if I can negotiate that a little bit higher. He's 29. And in the occasional game he has played for me, he's been prone to the odd mistake or two, to be fair. So I'd be quite open to letting him go and replacing him. They're not willing to pay any more than 5, apparently. Would you pay 6.3, maybe? You come up a little bit. There ain't any room for negotiation at all. 5 million seems to be all they're willing to do. How about 5.7? Even a little bit of negotiation can make the difference. No for Braga. Not to worry. He's not transfer listed or anything. So at 29 years of age, should still be worth a little bit more than his value. I should still be able to get a little bit more than his valuation. Regardless, let's head now into the final game of the Bundesliga season. Try and end on a high. I completely missed the opening graphic to show you what Hoffenheim's starting lineup looks like. So they've got Jarstein in goal, no surprise there. Pekarik, Borowkovic, Leuven and Plattenhardt at the back. Alexander Esfine out wide with Salomon Kalou up top. I would have played them the other way around personally. Sean Longstaff in the middle, Callum O'Dowda on the right, Maya Holden with Sanan there in the other central midfield position. It's a 4-1-4-1 maybe, or a 4-5-1, depending on how you look at it. They're mid-table. We're 7th and away ahead of them points-wise, certainly. So we should be getting victory here. I would obviously like to get victory here to go into the game against Dortmund on a run of really good form, or decent form at the very least. We've already beaten Bayern in recent times, so coming into the game against Borussia Dortmund tomorrow for the cup final, I'd like to think if we can continue our good form today, keep the morale high, we might stand a chance against Dortmund in the cup final, but that's for tomorrow. Right now, we just need to concentrate on getting victory in this final Bundesliga game of the season to make the fans happy, and we couldn't have started off better. Plattenhardt in there to Esfine. Down the line to Plattenhardt again. Round the corner to Esfine. They're looking for an instant equaliser here, and Jorge Mera says, "No, you shall not pass," in his best Gandalf impression. Maya, forward to Esfine, out to Sangnan. Cross from Esfine, maybe. Good strength to hold everybody off. Katabat flicks that away nicely. I'm not going to be able to keep that in with Trezeguet. I'll just save the stamina. Throw to come in on this near side. Pekarik, nice 1-2 with O'Dowda, actually. Here's Longstaff. Oh, brilliant ball through to O'Dowda, and I have to be wary of the shot. There it is towards the near post, and Timo Horn reacts well enough to ensure we get it around the post. Salomon Kalou to deliver. It's been all Hertha Berlin since our goal, and I think they came off low, and it did. It's going to be a goal kick, thankfully. That could have gone anywhere. All pinballing around in the box. Thankfully, we shall stay 1-0 in front for now, and hopefully forever. Look back here. Scooped over the top to Trezeguet. Oh, he's brought it down brilliantly in his stride as well. And we've turned well. And towards the back post, well, there was someone waiting. Strata's not going to get to that first. Oh, I thought he might have just stolen it off O'Dowda. Talking about Peter Pekaric hanging up his boots at the end of the season and retiring. Wondering whether Lucas Podolski's going to do the same. No confirmation of that yet. He was available for other people to offer transfer fees for, so that says to me that he's not retiring yet. Because, at least from a user point of view, if someone's retiring, you're not allowed to sign them. It's a nice little ball over the top, actually, to Pekaric. He could deliver a cross here, and he has done. It's a good one, too. We managed to get it away, and Trezeguet keeps the clearance going. Kainz, they've got 3 at the back. Soon becoming 4. Oh, Plattenhart steps in well. Sanyan to Esfine. Salomon Kalou. Options around him. Sanyan delivered it. They just keep lofting the ball in, and we keep dealing with the crosses. Terrible clearance from Trezeguet. O'Dowda. We got a little bit lucky there. Is anyone going to react to the loose ball? There on the end, Pekaric. It's good football, and we've stolen it away. And oh no, we won't get rid. The clearance comes off Pekaric's face. Mera away again. Oh, just managing to get rid of that. Lukebakio takes that in stride nicely, actually. And Mitchell Weiser could be in behind. We might be about to make it 2, rather elongated highlight reel with them. Oh, Kainz! No! I thought that was it. It was all Hertha Berlin pressure, and all of a sudden there was a wave of red rushing towards the Hertha Berlin goal. But unfortunately, no second between the sticks for us. There might be a first between the sticks for them still. Plattenhart in behind here. Jorge Mera defends that really well. Still, Plattenhart comes forward. And there's the ball. And Clatterback knocks it out for a corner. Why is he getting booked? Well, I'm getting booked. Kalou to take the corner here 5 minutes before half-time. And away by Florian Kainz. O'Dowda. Oh, it's nicely around the corner there to Sanyan. Might go back to O'Dowda, just trying to block off any potential passing opportunities he has. It's a nice turn. Good tackle by Clatterback. Get to that Trezeguet. Oh, he got to it, but he's not convincingly held on to possession. But we have still got the ball, and we should see this out till half-time now. Anton floating that across there nicely, actually, to Mitchell Weiser. Lukebakio's making moves. Weiser went for a forward run, and we've gotten that through to Cozziello. Oh, everyone's closing me down. Lukebakio. There's Florian Kainz. Left foot. Finish! Through the ball. Clean strike. 2-0. A win on the final day, probably. Clatterback. Throw in there to Trezeguet. Strata. Cozziello. Oh, lovely spin by Florian Kainz. Good save. Lukebakio gets there. It's 3. Oh, no. He's gone down as an own goal. He's kicked. He's just straight up kicked in the back of his own net. We need a replay there. I thought about maybe squaring it to Lukebakio in the first place before I had the shot with Kainz, but I wasn't sure if he'd be offside, so I didn't. Yep. He's just... I don't know whether he's gone to clear it and Lukebakio, he's caught Lukebakio. And no, he's just shinned it right into the back of his own net. Cheers, pal. Cozziello. Nicely to a Hezeway. It's a lovely ball, actually, to Mitchell Weiser. And, slow turn, but he somehow kept possession. Here's Kainz, Lukebakio. Wait, they just left him alone. You can't do that. Oh, good save. He's just in a pocket there between centre-backs and the midfield. And they're so worried about the run of Kainz that they just completely ignore Lukebakio, the man that's been banging the goals in recently. It's just, we'll leave him on his own. All right, lads, it's up to you. You're already 3-0 down. I know I said I'd have to batter Hertha Berlin and hope that Leipzig lose heavily too, but so far we are doing at least a partial battering job here against Berlin. And there's so far quite willing, even scoring goals for me to help me try and get 6th place. Look back here to get in some space there, but you didn't really actually ever break into any sharp. I was trying to stop and then go again because I was on his favoured left side. That was a poor pass. Can we work that back in before the referee blows for his final whistle? Yes, but not to any real reward. A 3-0 comfortable win, though, on the final day gives me some confidence that we can do something against Borussia Dortmund in the cup final tomorrow. We had a truly spectacular game against them a couple of episodes ago, Borussia Dortmund, going 2-0 down, then going 3-2 up to then be pegged back to 3-3. So Christ knows what's going to happen in that cup final. But we are finishing 7th in the league for the second season in a row. But crucially, we are going to be getting European football for the second season in a row as we push forward into the third season. £67.933 million added to the club's bank account for winning that final game and ensuring finishing in 7th. Not sure what the gap was below us actually. Frankfurt were quite close to us, but I'm not sure if they closed the gap further. No, they did end up just 3 points behind us, and we ended up just 3 points behind Leipzig, but goal difference was still heavily in their favour. They must have won quite convincingly on the final day as well, and it looks like they also won by a 3-goal margin. Did they? Yes, 3-0 away from home, so it didn't matter if what our score was against Hoffenheim. We weren't going to finish in 6th, and if we had lost and stayed on 55, Frankfurt might not have actually overtaken us on goal difference either themselves. Whereas Frankfurt, they won 2-1 against Hamburg on the final day. Relegated from the Bundesliga then. All 3 teams at the bottom on 21 points, but goal difference means Freiburg have a chance of survival. The relegation playoff for them. Stuttgart and Dusseldorf going down then. 21 points apiece. Minus 58 and minus 59. The goal difference. Hamburg survive by a single point. Winners of the league with 100 goals scored and 90 points. 0 defeats. Dortmund. Bayern 2nd. Wolfsburg 3rd. And Leverkusen 4th. Leipzig miss out on Champions League football. Mönchengladbach and Leipzig finishing then in 5th and 6th. Ourselves in 7th for the 2nd season in a row. But considering we had 8 extra Europa League games, including the playoffs against Bohemians at the beginning of the season, and a full German Cup run, to still be able to finish in 7th despite all of the extra obligations this season, I think shown real promise for next year. If we can improve the squad yet further, which we will be able to do with hopefully a sizable transfer budget next year, with the sale of a number of players that are going to be leaving us between now and then, we're going to have a really, really good third season, and I can't wait to get cracking with it. But first, in the way, is tomorrow's final one-game special in the Deutsche Pokal. Join me then, the suit will be on, and hopefully we can end with our first trophy as FC Köln manager. I'll see you then.